Good day to you all. Want to thank you for joining us and for being with us. We look forward to having fun with you today. Children, Bricks Kids Live with Uncle Craig again for another Saturday. This week we are focusing on fears. Are you afraid of anything? I know I'm afraid of things. But you know what? I found out that people are afraid of some things that I didn't realize that people are afraid of. Did you know that people are afraid of the mirrors? Yes. People are afraid of numbers. I know people are afraid of heights and spiders and so forth, but there are so many things that people are afraid of. And I didn't know that. But you know what, boys and girls? God knows that we as human beings would be afraid and have things that we're afraid of. And you know, in the Bible, how many times the word fear is mentioned? Can you make a guess? It's mentioned more than 326 times. And each time God says, don't be afraid. So what are you afraid of? Is it the dark? Is it spiders? Is it bugs? Is it cats? There are lots of things we're afraid of. But you know, God is always with us. And today, when you hear me say, I will not fear because God is always near. That's what you're going to say. I will not fear because
God is always near.
Let's have a go again. I will not fear because
God is always near.
Because God is always near.
I will not be afraid.
Oh, I got you. Because because God is always with me, I will not be afraid. So, tune up your voice with our song, and then we'll be back to hear more from our story.
See me through.
I will trust you.
I can't do this journey on my own.
I will trust you.
I need you, Lord, to guide my steps. I put my faith in you. I will trust you, 'cause I know you're gonna come through every step of the way. No matter what I face, I'm gonna say trust you. Sometimes it's hard to see what's coming next.
I will trust you.
But whatever it is, I know you'll see me through.
I will trust you.
I can't do this journey on my own.
I will trust you.
I need you, Lord, to guide my steps. I put my faith in you. I will trust you, 'cause I know you're gonna come through every step of the way. No matter what I face, I'm gonna say I will trust you. I will trust you, 'cause I know you're gonna come through every step of the way. No matter what I face, I'm gonna say I will trust you.
Hey, did you enjoy that song? I hope you are singing and dancing and you're ready to go. Boys and girls, I'm going to tell you my story. You know, I told children this all the time and they're amazed. You know, little Jonelle, my daughter, she is a very good swimmer. But I can't swim. I know. And you know what? I'm a bit of afraid of the deep ocean. And I always tell my friends, anytime I learn to swim is when I see fish walking on land. But you know, that's not it. Twice I almost got drowned. And I remember the last time I was in a boat and children just like me were just jumping off and I was scared, so scared to jump off, and then I did. But then I couldn't reach the bottom. I was going down and down and only to find a hand just caught me. And who was that? It was my father. He was watching me all along and he caught me. Just as I was going down, he caught me. And that's this story that we're going to hear from Auntie Michelle is going to remind us of our Heavenly Father. But I won't spoil it. I'll let her tell you the story. Auntie Michelle, come and tell your story.
Hello, boys and girls. That was an awesome story from Uncle Craig, wasn't it? All right, today's story you can follow in your Bibles from Mark chapter 4 or Matthew chapter 8, or actually read both of them, okay? So, boys and girls, this was no exceptional day in the life of Jesus. This day, though, he had told many stories, parables about the sower. Have you heard of that one? No? Well, maybe I will tell you that one day. Stories about the mustard seed, the tiniest seed that became a very big tree. And he told them about if you have faith, just as small as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. And then there was the parable about the vineyard, lots of parables. You know, all week Jesus had been busy in this town and the crowds, they just pressed on him. They just could not get enough of Jesus. They kept coming to hear more and to see the miracles. But it wasn't all good, you know, because those Pharisees, they were hounding Jesus. They were trying to trick him. They were trying to accuse him because they wanted to kill him. They didn't like that the people were following Jesus everywhere he went. But you know who else was following Jesus? The disciples. They were always with him, especially those 12, always with Jesus. And you know, this particular day, as I said, he told many parables. And he was tired. It was tiring, you know, having all this work doing day after day after day. And guess what? Remember, they didn't drive in Jesus's days. They were always walking from one town to the other. And the crowds kept coming, and they kept coming. Did Jesus have time for a break? Hardly. Nobody said, "Oh, Jesus, it's time to sit and have a rest." One time, he went into a house to have some lunch, and before he could even have a good bite, the crowd just kept and they just crowded into the house. Jesus had to tell them more parables. He had to heal the sick. But you know what? This day, he was really tired. And the evening, the crowds were still there. Nobody was going home. So Jesus had to send them home. He said, "It's time to go home." And he went to the seashore, the sea, and he got into a boat with his disciples. Guess what, boys and girls? There were some other little boats there nearby. The people jumped into those boats. Those who could hold, they crowded into those boats. And as Jesus sailed up, they sailed off too. But you know what? It was a lovely evening. The sea was calm. The the stars were just about coming out. Nice, beautiful. Can you imagine that? A nice blue sea, quiet, everything calm, nice, quiet little wind, and you feel, after all that hard work, the disciples felt so good. Jesus, as soon as he got into that boat, guess what? He started sleeping because he was so tired. Yes. But you know what? Suddenly, there was this mighty wind coming down from the mountains, and the clouds just rolled in, and it got dark, so dark, almost like this. Can you put something over your head? Dark. Darkness just covered the whole sea, and the wind howling, ooh, can you hear it? Howling, and the waves just started coming in, whoosh, and the little boats just started rocking on the sea. Oh, can you feel that? I can feel some of that ocean spray or that sea spray coming in now. Can you feel it? Oh my goodness, the boat was just tossing, and the waves were so high, almost covering the boat, and it was going this way and that, and the disciples, they kept getting some bucket or whatever, and it got water started coming into the boat, and they started chucking the water out, and it was coming, and it's as if the boats were riding high on the waves. Oh my goodness. And then there was lightning, thunder. Oh my goodness, can you hear it? They were so afraid, terrified, and they kept trying to steer the boat to keep it on the waters, and nothing was happening, and it's as if they were going to drown. I mean, at one point the boat almost capsized, and they tried and nothing was happening. They were going to die. What else could they do? Nothing, boys and girls. They were going to die, surely. And then suddenly, a peal of lightning again. And, oh my, it's like the boat was going to be. And then they remembered, Jesus. Oh my goodness, all this time, where is Jesus? Where is Jesus? And so they called, Jesus! But guess what? It's as if the wind just gobbled up all of that crying that they were making, and there was no answer for them, and the boat was just rocking and tossing. No answer. Jesus! No answer. The wind was just so loud, and it was just going, oh, we're going to drown. And then again, lightning struck, and they could see Jesus. Jesus was actually still in the boat. What was he doing, boys and girls? He was sleeping like a baby. What? The disciples' mouths were like, they couldn't believe it. They were terrified. It's just all the emotions in one. And so like all 12 voices now together, Master! Jesus! Carest thou not that we're dying? Do you not care? And he gets up. He hears their cry. And he stands up, calm as ever. And they could see this peace on his face. And he stands up. And he puts up his hands. And he says, peace, be still. And immediately the winds died. The waves just disappeared. Everything was calm. The disciples opened their mouths. The people in the other boats, because they were on the sea too, they were going through it. They were like, wow, terrified. And Jesus looked at them and said to his disciples with sadness in his eyes, why were you afraid? Where is your faith? And the others said, what manner of man is this, that even the winds and the waves obey him? Now, boys and girls, have you ever been caught in a situation where things seemed hopeless? You found yourself maybe without money and you needed to buy your lunch or you needed to get home. No money, you search your pockets, no money. What about a test? Maybe suddenly, one day you go to school and the teacher says, we're going to have a test. And you know that you didn't study for this test. How do you feel? Afraid? Terrified? You get an assignment to do and you feel like you can't even do it? How do you feel? Maybe you get locked in your house or locked out of your house. You're searching for your keys. What is the first thing that you do? Who is the first person that you talk to? Is it Jesus? What can you learn from this story? Boys and girls, remember that whenever you are afraid, Jesus is near.
I will not be afraid, though troubles out there night and day. No, I will not be filled with fear, since God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here. I will not be afraid, though troubles out there and day. No, I will not be filled with fear, since God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here. I don't need to worry, 'cause my God takes care of me. Gives me life, He gives me breath, yeah, everything I need. He's got all the power and His power sees me through. He always does exactly what He says He's gonna do. Yeah, He says He's gonna do. And I will not be afraid, though troubles out there night and day. No, I will not be filled with fear, since God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always
Did you have fun, boys and girls? Did you enjoy that story? When I will not be afraid because God is always.
Near!
I will not fear because God is always
Near!
near to us, of course. Now, we have some fun, of course. We have some art work we need to do. We have some science experiment. And we have some fun. Now, Janelle,
Yes?
I have a challenge for you.
Yes.
I have 2 eggs. I always have my eggs, right? This one and this one. I need you to choose one of these eggs and I'm gonna hit it on your forehead. Crack it.
This one.
This one? Why? That one? Okay. What about this one? Why?
It's
She's-
a real egg.
It's a real egg. Yes, she's fearful. Jonah is fearful. You want to do it on my forehead?
No.
No?
It's gonna splash all over your forehead. Then you're
Should
gonna
we do
have
that together?
No.
After 2. She's gonna be...
No!
Okay, look at what she's fearful. She's fearful. That's what fear does. She don't want it, but you have to over. What happened? I'm going to do it. Ready? After 2.
No! No!
She's fearful. Let's go.
No!
She doesn't want me to do it. No. Oh. It didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't, boys and girls. Why?
It's a boiled egg.
It's a boiled egg and she didn't know that. So she was fearful of a boiled egg. That's what fear does. We don't have to worry because, see, now she can crack it on her head. Because it's a boiled egg and nothing will happen to her. We have our fears, and that's what happens when we fear. Now, we are going to make a no fear tree. So this is where you get ready with your pens and pencil. Boys and girls, what I want you to do is to get a piece of paper, and Jonah is going to do that hand on, and she's going to trace her hand. So she's going to trace a bit of her hand, her arm, her fingers out, and her fingers are going to be the leaves of the tree. So she's just do that, and she's going to use different colors. So she could use green to do her. Oh, you missed one part of your finger. Green for leaves, or you could use brown, or you could use orange, or you could use yellow. And so she have done that. So now she's going to now put different colors for her fingers. And what she's going to do in that, she can just write in those fingers some things to remember. I will not be afraid, or I will not fear. So you could write that in there. No fear. You can color in the fingers. So color your fingers, boys and girls, and then you could have some different colors. And what you would write in there? No fear. In fact, boys and girls, while you're doing this, I'm going to put a word on the screen. You might need to write it down because I want to give you a challenge. It's linked to the story that you were told early on. So the words together, no space. It's on your screen. It should be on your screen. It says storm. S-T-O-R-M. No space between the next word. C-S-E-A-S-T-I-L-L-O-B-E-Y WINDISHIPAWAKEPEACE. So, in other words, the words are all together. Storm, sea, still, obey, wind,
Ship.
wind is, ship, or I ship, awake, and peace. So those are some of the words, but I want you from those letters, starting from left, and you have to go in order, you need to find 25 words. Can you do that? So 25 words you need to make out of that, and you must start with the one on the left. So the first word must be storm. The next word would be, what would you get after?
Seas.
Seas. Well, it could be sea and then seas. But isn't there another word before? S-T, which O-R? Or. So how many can you find, boys and girls? 25. While you do that, the journal finish her hand. We're going to sing another song. You can work this out while adults, you can try and work this out while children sing their song or finish their handprint, but we're going to sing another song. Let's go.
Sometimes the crazy things I think about turn my insides inside out. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I've got so much going through my head.
Welcome back, boys and girls and adults. How many words have you gotten so far? Remember, your target is 25 words. 25 words, and we want to see which one of you can get that. Now, Janelle is going on. Let's go, Janelle. Let's see. Janelle is almost there. She's finishing. We have lots you can finish. Janelle, you're going to finish this later, but that's one activity you can do, boys and girls. Janelle had no fear. Jesus is near. Jesus is the answer. He's my rock, and he's my strength. Now, this is what I want you to be thinking of. If you don't have a card, you can use a plain piece of paper. Draw a shield. Doesn't have to be this size. It doesn't have to be this shape. But I want you to do this. We're going to be making coat of arms. And a coat of arms. This is really for a shield to protect you. Now, in the Middle Age, Janelle, back long ago, when you have soldiers fighting, they couldn't tell each other. Remember when we went to Lullinson and we see all those soldiers in the heavy armor, and they had so many things. They were heavy, and you and Matthew tried them on. They were heavy. Now, soldiers wore a lot of those back then, and they couldn't tell the difference between each other because they just had all metals. So, what did they do? They had to use colors to identify themselves. So we are going to be making our armor, and we are going to make sure we paint it and make sure it represents us. So paint on soldiers' shields then were things that were very important to them. So they will paint on the shield things that are very important to them. So this is yours. And what I did to cut it out and staple some paper, and on the back I am going to just staple or paste, but staple because you know when you have your shield,
It has to be stable.
it has to be I think that one is finished. Yeah, that one is there, and we have one here, and we can staple them. Yep. You can use staple. Oops, this one didn't go through very well. So you staple it in. Let's hold this channel, and we're going to just make sure it's. Yep. Right. So I could have my shield to protect. Right.
Yeah.
Now, you get to have a chance at no. One thing you could think about is the different colors. What does the colors mean? So if you are somebody who values being truthful, you probably could use blue.
Yeah.
If you like peace, what color you think would use for peace? Peach. What color would I represent? I would think white would be for peace, because you will have, when you come with white flag, you can choose your color.
Green.
Green, okay.
Well, doves leave.
Sometimes they don't just use colors, they use animals. So what animals do you think they would put on this?
A dove.
A dove, that would be peace. But if you
A
have
dragon.
a dragon, yes, they might have a dragon. Or if you want to show that you're strong and powerful, what's an animal?
A lion.
Yes, a lion. And if you're hardworking, what would they use? If you're a very hardworking soldier, what do you think they would use? You have been studying about that this week.
An ant.
Yeah, it could be an ant, or it could be a bee, or it could, if you would like to fly high in the sky.
A butterfly.
Butterfly could be an eagle, if you want to be leadership. Now, you can think of anything. It could be fire, it could be heart, it could be stars, it could be sun, it could be moon. Anything you want, boys and girls, you can decorate your shield with. So this is what you need your shield for, because we learned today that God is our strength and our shield. We trust him, and he will help us. If we think about shields are used for battles, for the enemies. But God already said that he will never leave us. He didn't say things would be easy, but he will always be there with you. He said that he would never leave you alone. He will never forsake you. He will not leave you to fend for yourself. Even in this time of coronavirus and all these things happening, God is always with us. He will protect us. So, boys and girls, you need to create your shield and decorate it. Janelle is going, of course, we'll post our pictures on our website for you to see what we have done. We'll also post a picture of your handprint. Email them to us at info@brickskids.org, or you can text them 07866437262.
We have heard the joyful sound. Spread the good news all around. Bring his joy to every land. Because it is our Lord's command. Oh, let me tell you now, I know that Jesus saves. I know Jesus saves. I'm gonna sing his praise, gonna sing his praise. Gonna shout it from the highest mountain to the deepest caves. Yeah. I know that Jesus saves, my Jesus saves. Give the winds your mighty voice. Let the nations now rejoice. Whoa, oh, oh. Shout salvation full and free. Hey, hey, hey. This is our song of victory. Better believe that I know that Jesus saves. I know Jesus saves. And I'm gonna sing his praise, gonna sing his praise. They're gonna shout it from the highest mountain to the deepest caves. Oh, oh, I know Jesus saves, my Jesus saves. Yes, my Jesus saves. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Sing his praise, gonna sing his praise. Gonna shout it from the highest mountain to the deepest caves. Yeah. I know that Jesus saves, my Jesus saves. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh.
Girls, welcome back to Bricks Kids Live, and we are now here. We have our science experiment, and here I have with me, we're still talking about having faith and trust in God, because we don't need to be afraid, because God is always near. I won't be afraid because God is always
Near.
I will not fear because God is always
Near.
Girls, this is just a piece of rubber tube I found in my shed today, and I took it out. And Janelle, come here, Janelle. I'm gonna need you. This tube represents people who are fearful and don't believe and trust God. So Janelle, I want you to get this and just tie a knot and bend it up and see how flexible it is. Yep. And she tied up good. Good. So Janelle have tied. This is what happened when we don't trust Jesus and we don't have faith in Jesus. We are very flexible. We are afraid of everything and we fear because we can be bent in any direction. Now Janelle, you know what happened? This represents God. when we have God in us, when we trust in God, this is what happened. We still have ourselves, we still fear, but boys and girls, look, with God with us, I'm going to give Janelle this, and I want her to try and bend this now. And see, she can't bend it.
Can bend this.
She can bend only just a little bit of the top there, but she can't bend it and tie it anymore, because when you have God with you, when you have the power of God with you, you have nothing to fear. So I will not fear because
Jesus is near.
Because Jesus is near,
I will not
be
fear.
afraid.
I will not be afraid.
Or
So
I will
you
not
need to
fear.
have Jesus with you, so you can have faith and trust him that he will help you when you have difficulty. Now, still have one more challenge for you, Janelle. We are doing our science experiment, boys and girls, and this is the fun part. I have a glass of water here. I'm very thirsty. A glass of water. And this morning, chicken dippers, Janelle. Chicken dippers or chicken nuggets. This is just from the box I have. So, I have this paper and there's water in it. And we are going to try an experiment, Janelle. And we're going to see what happens. I don't know. I have this in my experiment here. I have my water and I'm going to put this on. Right?
No.
You don't trust me? You're fearful again? She was fearful of the egg and she's fearful again. I am going to turn this water upside down. I have to be careful because I have to wet up myself now. So I'm going to turn it upside down. Just a piece of paper. Right?
It's dripping.
And I'm going to hold it over Janelle's head. See, boys and girls? She wants, now she trusts me, now she believes, she have faith because she sees that is happening. Now, boys and girls, you can see the water has power, but there's air in here, and the air is saying, I'm stronger than you. It's causing a suction so the water won't go down. And this is what happened with Jesus. The impossible seem is now become possible, because with Jesus we have nothing to fear. So this is how we need to deal with our fear. We need to trust Jesus, because Janelle didn't trust me because she thought it's going to wet her, but now she sees just a little bit of water came out. So with Jesus near, always near, I will not.
Be afraid.
With Jesus always near, I will.
Not be afraid.
Boys and girls, I want you to remember that with Jesus you have nothing to fear. He's always there with you. I hope you had fun today, learning, having fun doing our experiment. Boys and girls, remember to keep safe. Wash your hands. Keep your hands from your face. Always wash your hands. How long, Janelle?
20 seconds.
And what should you be doing?
I can sing happy birthday.
Sing happy birthday
To you.
twice. So, from all of us here at Bricks Kids Live, from Auntie Michelle, from Janelle, myself, and the technical crew, we just want to say thank you, and we hope to see you next week, same time, same place for Bricks Kids Live. Bye.